Welcome to the Real and Real Estate Podcast, your go-to show for real estate success. Whether you're an agent aiming to crush it or a buyer or seller wanting the inside scoop, we're here to deliver expert advice, insider tips, and the real talk you need. Each episode, we chat with top industry pros to give you the facts, strategies, and inspiration you need to thrive in this business. Let's dive in and make big moves together. Hi, welcome back to the Real and Real Estate, where we talk to the experts in the field and get the facts. And today we're here with Jacob Dow of Marathon Creative, and they do social media as well as real estate photography. And he has a CRM that he wants to talk about. It sounds very exciting, and every realtor out there needs a CRM. So thank you for joining us today, Jacob.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, CRMs are very important, probably to most businesses, but to real estate agents. And hopefully every real estate agent out there has some sort of CRM. I mean, even if you're doing it on Excel, which is not your best choice, but as long as you're doing something. But it's important to have your clients in one place or your prospects and be able to communicate with them on a regular basis and follow up. So I wanted to have you here today to talk about your CRM and tell us what yours does and how it can help everybody. So thank you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, we got into doing our own CRM because we kept seeing so many businesses not using them correctly or not setting them up correctly. And so, for me as a marketing agency, right, we'd come into people and we'd generate leads for them. And then the leads we'd hand them, if they didn't have a CRM, we're handing them an Excel spreadsheet and they don't know what to do with them, how to follow up with them. And so it was just like, we would generate these leads and then they wouldn't convert. Well, they're not converting because you don't have a system, a software, and a structure to actually convert them. And so without that, every business is going to have issues and you can't scale. And so we started building out our own system, and what we do is with it is we build it custom to each client. So we don't just build like a set system and go, here, you use this, build it out for yourself. So we sit down with each client that we bring on and build out their drips, build out their automations, build out their pipelines, and actually figure out where we can optimize on their business. And I know that sounds high level right off the bat, but it's very, we try to get into the minutia of your business and where the pain points are and see how we can help with it.
That's wonderful. Talk about custom. You didn't get any better than that.
Yeah. We like our onboarding process for the CRM. We like to do several discovery calls and really see what you need so we can really develop and help optimize your business.
Okay. So
what CRM do you use right now?
Currently using Wise Agent.
Okay. And what type of data are you putting in there?
Contacts and doing newsletters. This also keeps track of our contracts and our sales, et cetera. So it's more than just a CRM for us. Okay. It's part of our system.
But do you actually contact your clients through the software? Or is it a place where you're just putting them on there?
We have the ability, organize is very important. We have the ability to contact them, and I like to use it also for like mass news notifications or newsletters or whatever happens to be going on, because once it's loaded into the system, then I can just click and point and there it goes.
Yep, exactly. So like what we like to do more than just a CRM is see how it's being used. If you have an Excel sheet and you're actually using it correctly in the sense of like every time you meet with a client, you're putting their data in there, because your data as a business is the most important thing you have. Your clients, your contacts, there's nothing more important than collecting the data, collecting even as small as what's their birthday. When's their anniversary,
I do birthday cards. Yes.
Exactly. So any really good agent that's built on relationships, right? Not that's doing lead gen online, but that's very relationship built, will be collecting birthdays and doing both birthday cards in the mail, right? And so your CRM actually... Yes, exactly. House anniversaries are the perfect example of that. That every CRM, and a lot of them don't have that custom field built in. So and it's hard to add a field. So that's something we do in ours. We can add any type of field and collect those details. And so we try to teach and educate on why it's so important to have a CRM in the first place, because so many people don't understand the reason of it. reason of collecting all that data and actually be able to repurpose it for sales in your business. It should be the CRM should be the lifeblood.
Well, absolutely, and it is. And you mentioned relationships. That's what our business is. We're a relationship business. I mean, they can contact anybody, but you've got to build a relationship and build confidence with that client and trust. And then once that is established, you have to follow up. And CRMs are all about follow up.
They are about follow up. They can also help build trust. So, like, one of the things we've done for clients is we'll set up a drip where you meet someone at an open house, right? And when they register and sign up, or on your iPad or Open House Pro or whatever app you use, we can even set up a custom form with our CRM to have them automatically be inputted into the software, right? So you get their contact details at an open house. It'll automatically text them the details of the house. Automatically, 2 days later, text them and say, "Hey, thanks for dropping by the open house. I'd love to set up a time to talk to you about so and so." We can do emails. We can do drips, and we set up 8x12s, which would be 12 touch points over 8 weeks. Those type of things that help the sales process so much to build trust and build that relationship.
Okay, just in case someone doesn't know what you keep mentioning the word drip, please explain drip.
I'm sorry. Yes. So a drip, it would be like, we call it drips or drip campaigns. What that means is it is a automated system that automatically sends touch points to your clients. It could be an email, it could be a text message, it could be a voicemail drop, it could be a manual action of you needing to call them, or a postcard in the mail. That's what a drip is. It's something that automatically goes out and gets done for you to build that trust and that relationship with the client.
Yeah, I do want to talk a little bit more about that. But do you also have the capability of me going in and sending something special to just one client or to just a class of clients?
Yep. So our system's built. You can do it based on sources, on tags, there's a bunch of different ways depending on how your mind works on organization. So a lot of people do the simple system of tagging. And so, like, in our database, we tag every realtor that we talk with as realtors. So whenever we do an e-blast or we have a new product or whatever, we click realtor and it goes out to everybody. We have the same thing for builders, brokers, each type. And then we also tag by brokerage as well for our system, just in case we're running a special for Trilogy or EXP or KW or whatever, right? And so you can tag like as much as you want. And it's an easy way to pull up that list. Like some CRMs or some salespeople will teach you to tag them as, depending on their last name, as A and W. So they'll be in your A and W list. And then, on Mondays, you work through, or on February, you work through A and W list. And then in March, you work through your B and D list. There's a system to it. I don't remember the exact number of last names or whatever, but.
So you can make it as broad or narrow as you want it to be.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
It can be really very organized if you want it to be.
Okay, so you mentioned like open houses and prospects there. Well, for someone that has a lot of sellers and listings, how would you create a drip campaign, or what kind of drip campaign would you propose for something like that?
So for someone that's working with sellers and listings a lot, right? When you go, like you, because I know you list quite a few properties, do you have a onboarding process for a new seller? Do you have a consultation you do for them?
Yes, and I have, brochures, and I do date touch points and contract date follow-ups and all that sort of thing. So that's something you could incorporate into your CRM?
Yeah. So one of the things we've done with a bunch of clients is depending on where their stage is at in the pipeline. So when you get, say, prospect, and then you have consultation, new listing, and then, say it's under contract or it's pending, under contract, sold, right? Each one of those, each time you move it from pending to under contract, right? It can kick off an automated drip or an automated follow-up or a task action assigned to you. So we can really get detailed on, like, every time you have a property that goes under contract from your option period to actually under contract, do you ever inform your clients going, "Hey, now we're out of option period, here's the next steps that's going to be going on." that can be an easy
Sure.
email that can go out
That's
that you don't even have
fantastic.
to touch or think about.
That's wonderful because I do all of that now, but actually I do it by hand or manually or whatever you
Yeah.
want. I have to go in and do it each time. So for it to be able to be dripped or automatic would be such a time saver.
Such a time saver. Yeah, and that's what we're in. We're trying to streamline, with CRM, we're trying to streamline and scale your processes so you can do more. That's the whole idea behind the CRM is if you build it out correctly so that you can achieve more, sell more, and make more.
Okay, one thing, and I don't know if your system has this capability or not. One
Please.
thing I like to do is to be a resource to my clients. I'll send out information about, it's time for spring cleaning, or I do a newsletter, or here's what's happening in the market. Am I able to do that through your system?
Yeah, so we can fully do any e-blast that you want, as many as you want. We charge a base monthly fee for our CRM, and then we charge usage. And usage means each email that's sent, there's a cost associated with it. It's not expensive. It's as inexpensive as like MailChimp or Sendinblue or Brevo or one of those other providers, right? And so it's $10 gets you about 10,000 emails.
Oh,
And so it's very, very affordable. I run three different businesses through my system right now for phone calls, text, emails, and I spend about $15 a month, and I have 6 employees. So, and we all use the system, so it's not crazy expensive.
that's fantastic. So more than one person can use the system?
Yeah. So our system's built where we sell it as like an account with users. And then you can even, like for you as a broker, you could set it up and have, other agents underneath you that will also be assigned user only. So they only see their contacts, their deals, and their information. And so it's pretty nice that they can, and then you have a dashboard to track all the deals that are going on. How many are under contract? How many are, and then you add a deal value. One of the first things we do when we talk to a client is, okay, it depends on how you like to think about it. Do you think about it as the price of the house or the commission? And so we kind of organize that structure first. So when you're putting in your opportunity value on the system, if your opportunity value is $1 million house, or say, 3% commission, say 30,000, you can put it in either way. So when you're looking at a high level on the dashboard, it'll say your opportunity value right now under contract would be $10 million or, 300,000, whatever. And you could see it at each stage of the pipeline. How many prospects do you have? And you could put in an opportunity value for each one of those and actually see the numbers and the timeline and everything.
And now time for a short break.
Hi, I'm Natalie Hartman, and I'm the owner and principal designer of Morph Home Staging and Design. At Morph, we specialize in vacant and occupied home staging, interior design, Airbnb and renovation design, as well as furniture rental for short and long-term rentals, which includes residential properties, assisted living communities, and model homes. For further information on these services that we offer, visit our website at Morph, and that's MORPHE, Home Staging and Design, or you can call us at 281-826-6744. We look forward to transforming your space.
Okay, so I'm a visual person. I'm trying to imagine this. So let me ask you a question here. As I have Susie Smith in my list of clients, and let's say she's buying a house. Is there a way we put in all the information? She's got her checklist, her drip campaign. Is there a way to save the contract documents in your system as another form of compliance?
Yes, you can save them all in the system. You can even send them to her e-sign through the system.
Wow. Okay. Wow. There's not a lot you don't do with this system.
So our system is very comprehensive. We haven't even got into the huge sides of the marketing side. Like we got into it for us, right? As a marketing agency, we started using it for the management side. So we weren't even selling it as a CRM to clients at first. We were using it for ad management, building out funnels, doing drips for clients, that portion of it, even social media scheduling. So we schedule all the social media posts for a lot of our clients through this software.
Wow. Okay.
And we pull all the reporting data too.
I'll stop asking questions now. What do you want to tell us about the CRM that I haven't asked you already?
Oh, I
That
mean,
it
there's
does.
so much to go over, but I prefer to like have it as a conversation with you. So I like,
Okay.
well, how do you use your system right now? Because there's so much we could do.
Right. Well, I, being the broker, I also we keep copies of the contracts. We do contract dates, and here's what you need to do next, and that sort of thing. As well as, like I said, I love to send out resource information, newsletters. I haven't set up a drip campaign yet with this system, but that's something that would make life so much easier. And you know, HAR has come out with a CRM system. I don't know that it's across the board yet, but I guess I don't know how much you know about that. But it sounds like your system offers much more, along with the fact that you customize it.
Yeah, we build it out. It's very customizable, so we can kind of do almost anything with it. Like an example of something very customized for us, we do headshots events, right? And so we set up a board that says scan here to sign in for a headshot. So when someone scans in, and this is just an automation built throughout the system. So they scan, it pulls up a form built from the system, they fill it out, and then it'll automatically text them saying, "Hey, thanks for registering. I'll let you know when it's your turn." And then I go on my phone when I'm shooting headshots and I start shooting someone. I go, "Okay, next person." I move them over and it'll say, "Hey, you're next in line. Head over to the headshot station."
Oh, wow.
It's very customizable. We can do, have you seen the Instagram posts of, hey, comment down below, home for a free guide on how to stage your home?
Yes.
So that automation we can do through the system. We connect it to your page, put that in. And so there's a lot you can do with it, like building funnels and doing all that. So it's really about, I don't like to overwhelm someone when I'm onboarding them. So we like to go in, okay, what are you doing right now? Let's work on that. And then we'll do a meeting a month later and go, okay, now you're using the system. Let's break it down. What can we add on? How can we build it out further for you? Where are your struggle points? Where are your pain points in your business? What are you not doing? What do you think you need to be doing? And so for you, you're not doing drips. So that would probably be the next thing we would implement is what drip campaigns can we get started? And we have to make sure it comes from your voice, though. We don't want to write all the drips. We'll give you an outline, but from there, you'll need to actually write them and work with us to get it all onboarded.
Okay, you just mentioned the word voice. Are there ways to send short videos to clients?
Yeah,
instead of just typing it, just say, "Hey, Susie, this is what we do next."
Yeah, so you can do short videos. It's easier to embed a video like Vimeo or YouTube or something like that. So it's easier to link over or embed one of those rather than sending a video directly through it. Now, it does have full texting capability. So every time you and I text or talk on the phone, we're in the system, and that's logged in the system.
Wow.
So that's what my favorite thing is about the system. It literally is every communication we've ever had, email, text, voice, anything is all saved in one location on the system. And I can scroll through every touch point we've ever had right there.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. It's literally my favorite part of the whole CRM.
Yeah.
But you do have to make sure if you don't put the client in the CRM, or like you put in their phone number here and their email here, then you have to merge them later on. So you do have to be structured on like making sure you put your information in. But that's no matter what CRM you have, data is the most important. If you collect the data and put it in the system will work.
Okay, so what if you're setting this up there, it's customized, et cetera, and the person using it goes, "Okay, I don't remember exactly what he said, or I need help." How's your system set up for help?
So we have a submit form.
I would probably be one calling for help.
Yes. So I don't know. I think you've talked to Hector before. Maybe not.
Yes.
Hector is our CRM operations manager, right? Or tech support, if you want to call it tech support. At any time, someone can book a meeting on his calendar and have it set and meet with him same day, next day, depending on schedule. And we have a submit form on each account that has, "Hey, do you have a question? Put it in here." And then we also have an FAQ page where you can learn more, and we're building out that wiki. So it's easier for clients. For the clients that are, that want to learn more and dive into it and build out automations themselves and all that, we're building out a wiki for that portion as well.
Wow. Okay. So what else do I need to know about your CRM that we haven't talked about yet?
I don't know. I think
It sounds like it's
I do have one more
infinity.
interesting thing that it does that a lot of businesses like. So we do reputation management with it, which sounds very technical.
Right.
It is not as technical as it means. So whenever you finish a job and you mark a property as sold for a buyer or a seller, it'll automatically send that buyer or seller a text and email going, "Hey, I loved working with you. Would you please leave me a review?"
Oh, okay.
And it'll link them to Google. But instead of taking them directly to Google or Facebook or wherever you want them to go, it'll take them to a form that says, "Hey, how did you like working with us?" And if they hit 5-star, it takes them to Google. If it hits 4 stars, it goes, "Oh, we're so sorry," and it keeps it internal, and they can fill out a form of like, "Oh, this is what I didn't like. Here's where you
Right.
can improve or whatever," and it gives you that, so you can get that data back on your business and going, "Hey, here's how we can improve," and it doesn't take them to Google, so they don't leave you a 1-star, 3-star, or whatever on Google and hurt your reputation.
Yeah. Client survey is what HAR started many, many years ago, which
Yeah.
I opted in for. But you have every single client has to get that request to do a review, and every single one has to be posted. Now, fortunately, I have got all good reviews, but I can understand if someone is new and they don't get the best review. That's certainly a good option for them.
Yeah. And the client surveys on HAR are great. People look at them. But the thing about it is, in nowadays market,
Google.
right? Google business is everything.
Everything.
Will on your team will clarify that. It is
Yeah.
Google business is literally everything. And so HAR is really good about collecting surveys and pushing the realtors to collect their surveys. But HAR does not have the reach that Google business page does
No,
in any
not at all.
capacity.
Now, I wish I could take my HAR reviews and put them in Google, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet.
Oh, it's easy. You call all your past clients and go, "Hey, can you please leave it here?"
Do you know how
And
many
you send them the
that is?
link.
All right, I'll let you call.
All we do is we download your list of past clients. We set up an automation and automatically text and email them and ask for that review. Takes us about an hour to set up, and we can get it done.
Okay. All right. Well, good. I'll hire you for that. All right. Well, as you know, we try to keep this to 25, 30 minutes. Briefly, well, first of all, tell them how to contact you for questions, information, etc. I want to make sure we don't miss that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So for me, my name is Jacob Dow with Marathon Creative. My email is jacob@marathoncreative.co. We did not get the M. It was not branding purposes, but we did not buy the M. So it is .co, and you can always call me or text me at my number through the CRM, 832-639-1810. And love any questions, comments, anything like that you want to reach out to us for. We love to educate and help.
Great. And that will be on the podcast information. So, okay. So other than CRMs, tell people what else you do there that they may need your help with.
So we're a full service real estate media marketing company. So we do listing photos, and we don't just go and do the photos and the aerials and all that. We do all that. We do the floor plans and the 3D tours. But we like to do custom videos. Like we've been working with Claudia on your team some.
Right.
We're doing more interesting listing videos about your properties and make them entertaining, make them interesting, and trying to get a hook into them and try to make it actually, get more engagement online. So that's a big portion of what we do. We also do full social media management from all your posts, your graphics, your content. We can do all of that. Email marketing. So we work in three main verticals: media, marketing, and print. So we can do all your printing for all your signs, all your marketing from social media, ads, lead gen, email, and all your media, photos, videos, graphics, all of it. We are a one-stop shop for almost any real estate.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, we do a lot. Probably I don't like to say too much because we've done it really well. We do everything really well, but we do a lot.
Well, and Claudia, we do use you for photography as well. And the videos are wonderful. The photography's been wonderful. And your little website, I call it a website. I don't know if that's exactly the right term that you do to go with the listing, but it looks great.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Every shoot we do, we give a free property website on it as well, and a free Twilight edit too. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah. And that's very good. Well, all right. Well, is there any last words you'd like to say before we sign off today, Jacob?
Oh, I'm good. I want to hear more about you. I want to hear your spiel.
Well, I started working with you recently, a few months ago, and found you through one of our lenders, Tom Schmidt, and it's been wonderful working with you, and I look forward to learning more about your CRM as well.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Remember, give Jacob a call. Thank you for tuning in to the Real and Real Estate Podcast. I hope today's insights have inspired and empowered you. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share the podcast with anyone who might benefit. Have questions or a topic you'd like us to explore? We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay informed, stay inspired, and keep moving towards success.